Take a quick look at the A's lineup, brought to you by your Bay Area GMC dealers. Laureano, Lowry, Olson, Chapman, Moreland, Murphy, Brown, Piscotty, and Andrews. That's the A's starting lineup. So no Mark Canha. Mark Canha is getting his first night off. Sheer well-deserved. So Ramon Laureano will hit out of the leadoff spot, and we are set to go. They are not messing around in Baltimore. Let's play baseball.
I like it. Ready to rock, a beautiful ballpark.
So Jorge Lopez is the starting pitcher for the Orioles. He kicks and delivers the first pitch of the game right down the middle for a strike. And we are underway.
And Jorge Lopez making his fourth start of the year, coming off his best outing of the year thus far, Kipe. Last time around against Texas Rangers, was able to get through 5 innings, something he hadn't done in his previous 2 starts. Had a little bit of a command issue over the first 2 outings as well.
This one is looped behind second base, but hustling back is Ramon Urias, and he makes the catch, and that's the first out of the ball game. Let's take a look at the rest of that Orioles defense. Austin Hayes is in left field. Cedric Mullins is in center. DJ Stewart's in right. Miguel Franco, Freddie Galvis on the left side. Ramon Urias is the second baseman. And Troy Mancini, great to have him back. He's at first. Pedro Severino is your catcher. So that's the Orioles defense. You got their pitcher. You got the A's lineup. What else is there?
Crab cakes.
Crab cakes. We wish we were there. It is one of our favorite ballparks, Camden Yards, but that's all right. We'll enjoy the ball game from the studio tonight.
Well, and just kind of talking about the command issues for Jorge Lopez over the first few starts, as I mentioned. First start against the Yankees, Kipe, 3 walks, and kind of reeled it in a little bit against the Red Sox. Only 1 walk, but for him, it's in these spots right here. After 0-1, after 0-2, what he's done a good job of is getting that swing and miss, but it's taken him a little while to get there. Maybe not as efficient as you'd like to see guys when they're ahead in the count, resulting in some extended at-bats.
Well, I think what you're saying is control is not always about how many guys you walk. It's about how you navigate a count.
That's it. You're trying to be presentable. You're, again, trying to work off misses, but you got to be around the strike zone. And you can see just a pitch like that is kind of what we're getting at. 2-2. He's got a good breaking ball he likes. Just not competitive enough. Now you find yourself 3-2, extended at bat.
Jed Lowry hitting .323, couple of home runs and 14 RBIs. Lopez kicks and deals, and that's a strike on the outside corner. So he gets Lowry looking with a little breaking ball on 3-2. That backdoor breaking ball, it's just, for a left-handed hitter, Dallas, it just looks like it's way, way outside.
Well, and that's why you go to the back door at times, is because you can get these hitters to give up on a pitch. You start to do work away. Maybe you're clipping the outside corner, but the idea is that pitch starts up, it starts away, and you got the hitter just thinking, I'm going to spit on this, take a ball, buy myself another pitch, and it just doesn't work out.
It never really, to a hitter, it never really looks like a strike.
Right. And it's really...
But it was a strike.
It was, and it's something that you're trying to fight off in your head, trying to decide whether or not you offer it that.
Good fastball there by Lopez, 97. Right in under the hands of a very hot hitter in Matt Olson. 7-game hitting streak for Olson. 11 hits and 26 at-bats during that 7-game stretch. He's got 6 homers and 14 RBIs in his last 10 games.
And what we've seen is the opposing pitchers really try to pick on Ole up and in. We've seen him deposit baseballs at will these last few days into the stands.
One and two. That one is lined to right field, and that is a base hit, and that is a hot hitter. Make a mistake, he hits a line drive somewhere.
Well, just a good job of staying in the fight. And again, we talk about separating balls from strikes. And for Matt Olson, having an idea of what he's willing to offer out, what he's going to get, the pitch going to be hittable or not. And see that bender right down Broadway, and Matty O all over it.
So here's Chapman hitting in the cleanup spot. Chapman at 179. He's got 3 homers. He's got 11 RBIs. Better numbers as of late for Chapman. He's knocked in 7 in his last 9 games. So he will have one of those hot stretches soon, much like the one Olson's on right now.
Well, and you start to see these guys come to life, and it's pitches like that that Chappie might just be a touch behind right now. And as you see guys start to regain that timing, they're able to fight pitches like that off. They're able to wait, finally get a pitch they can handle.
A little controversy here. Talking about a balk, maybe? I don't know.
Might have an issue with maybe the way Lopez has come set or is coming set.
Fastball just a little bit high. So 2-1 to Chapman. Olson, the runner at first, just underway from Camden Yards. Hard slider for a strike.
And he likes that slider away. He's got a little curveball action. Fastball, sinker, curveball, changeup. You see guys a lot across the game these days sort of shape that breaking ball a multitude of ways.
Fastball fouled straight back.
You get a good idea of these last few pitches here, what Lopez is trying to do. Work the breaking ball away, fastballs up, maybe just for show, trying to get that out with the breaking balls down away, something Matt Chapman has struggled with as of late in this early part of the season. That slider.
He got a hanger there, he pops it up to shallow center. Cedric Mullins is there, and he's got it. So a hit and a runner left for the A's. Cole Irvin set to get to work as we head to the bottom of the first. Brought to you by your Bay Area GMC dealers. Cedric Mullins is off to a real good start this year. 22 hits, tied for 7th in the American League. Another young outfielder, Austin Hayes, will hit second. Mancini is at first. Mikel Franco's having a good year. He's at third. DJ Stewart in right. Ryan Mountcastle, designated hitter, followed by Severino, Galvez, and Reyes.
And they'll be taking on that man right there, the southpaw Cole Irvin, coming off a sparkler of a performance last time out against the Detroit Tigers. Kipe, 6 innings, and this is the number for me: 0 walks, 6 strikeouts. And just another guy in this starting rotation for the Oakland A's. Took a lump or two the first time around, but had a nice bounce back outing that has really kind of helped this wave that the team has been on.
And a quick 0-2 to Cedric Mullins. Mullins at 328. He's got a homer. He's got 4 RBIs, a terrific on-base percentage. Lots of speed. You may want to keep him off the bases.
8 party
7
starter.
doubles.
Yeah. Kind of guy you want at the top of the lineup. Give you fits. He can help himself get into scoring position.
Foul straight back. Fights off a pretty good fastball.
Well, that's something we saw a lot from Cole Irvin last time out. A lot of fastballs, 74. total fastballs, 53 for strikes against Detroit.
Grounded right center field. That's a base hit. You're going to have to hustle to get over there. Mullins is going to try for 2, and he's going to make it as Piscotty does not pick it up clean. To Mullins' credit, he was busting it right out of the box. He never hesitated when he rounded first base, and he has himself a double.
Well, it's one of those plays, ball just not hit entirely hard enough, really. And you can see Cedric Mullins busting it out, and really, in my mind, Kipe, he's thinking 2 out of the box, and you can see the cross up there between Ramon Laureano and Piscotty, trying to figure out who's going to pick that ball up cleanly, and just a split second is all Cedric Mullins needs. That window of opportunity opened just enough, and Cedric Mullins gets it going with a leadoff double.
So his 8th double of the year, and here's Austin Hayes. First pitch to Hayes, fouled right side. Hayes had 4 hits, 18 at-bats with a couple of RBIs. Just brought back earlier this week from the injured list. A little bit of a hamstring he was dealing with.
They get Hayes back. Lose Santander.
Yeah, the Orioles are playing without probably their best offensive player, Anthony Santander, who just went on the injured list with an ankle injury. He's going to be out for a while.
Yeah, looking like 2 to 4 weeks or so.
He's turned out to be a very good player, switch hitter, Anthony Santander. So the A's will not see him in this series, and they should be happy about that.
Yeah, the artist formerly known as Santander.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make a name change, make a game change.
And that one is drilled toward right. Piscotty hustling back near the wall. He's got enough room to make the catch. Plenty of time for Mullins to tag and go to third. So a productive out for Hayes. Defensively for the A's tonight in Baltimore, they'll have Brown in left, Laureano in center, Piscotty in right, Chapman, Andrews, Lowry, and Olsen on the infield, and Murphy is your catcher. So Seth Brown is in left field today.
Well, remember, we were talking about Cole Irvin and the fastball. I told you he threw 74 strikes with the fastball last time out, 53 swings. And this number right here, Kipe, 41 swings on the fastball, only 7 swing and misses against Cole Irvin and that fastball.
Mancini pops one down the right field line, foul. So it's great to see Mancini in the Orioles lineup. Missed last year. Battled and beat cancer. How about that?
Such an inspirational story. You want to talk about a quality human being. A couple years ago, I had the opportunity to spend my birthday at home or get on an airplane and go interview Trey Mancini and John Means. And I FaceTimed my wife from the airport because that's an opportunity I just didn't want to miss out on, knowing what Trey has already meant to this organization in his time being there, but knowing what kind of human being he is on top of the kind of player he is. And you are right, a very, very welcomed return.
Mullins, the runner at their infield in for the A's. And another foul ball right side.
Well, now this is where you got to go to work if you're Cole Irvin. Need that punch-out pop-up. Got Mancini 1-2. Would love to keep Cedric Mullins over there at third base with his hands in his pockets. Got to make a pitch.
Went upstairs, and Mancini holds up, and the count is even at 2-2. Mikhail Franco is the on-deck hitter.
Trying to work off that fastball up top. See if they want to go something soft here.
He teased him a little bit.
It looked like that slider, they're trying to work towards that back foot. Make sure you get it all the way back there against a guy like Mancini. Leave it up. He can drop the head right in that nitro zone.
3-2 pitch. Tapped slowly up the third base line, but foul.
Well, that's what you're going to get from Cole Irvin. Not that swing and miss on the fastball that I think we're getting used to seeing from some of these power arms across the game, but a pitcher at work here tonight. Changing speeds, changing locations. See if he pulls the string.
And he does, and he gets a huge strikeout. Perfect pitch.
You said it. Absolutely perfect. Look at the location, down and away. Probably looks like a strike the entire time out of the hand of Cole Irvin. Get a couple fastballs up. You think you got to protect. Great job. That's just pitching 101.
So 2 outs now. Here's Maikel Franco, third baseman for the Orioles. Franco has knocked in 15 runs already this year. He's got a couple of home runs, hitting .235. 5 doubles.
He's been a nice welcome addition as well. Started all 18 games for the O's. Split some time between third base, DH.
Bob Melvin's got the note card out. He's jotting notes down already.
Never too early.
3-0. DJ Stewart will be next. The RBI leaders with Olsen and Franco tied at 15. J.D. Martinez, Devers, Haniger, and Nate Lowe, the leaders. 3-0 pitch, and he threw him a changeup on 3-0, and he swung missed. Franco's like, really? Did you really just do that?
And my heart
Why are you smiling so much?
My heart is
so happy
fluttering right now. It's just, it's an understanding of, you know what, my best via the fastball and your best, Mr. Franco, I don't know that I win that matchup. So let me go ahead and throw my best pitch, which is another change piece to get you out in front. And now what he has done, Kipe, is he's essentially put Maikel Franco in slow motion.
Why are you dancing right now? You're literally dancing in the studio.
This is pitching. This is fun. and when I say pitching is fun, right now Cole Irvin's thinking, how do I want to get rid of him? Not if I'm going to, but how.
And threw a breaking ball, and Franco takes that one. It's the walk.
Well, you know, interesting pitch selection there towards the back foot. When I came up, I had Craig Lefferts, one of the great left-handed relievers in baseball, threw a screwball, much like I did when I came up. And we talked about sequencing and pitching off of that screwball with a breaking ball, because at the time, Kipe, mine was below average on its best day. But he explained the visual perception after throwing a changeup and then starting a breaking ball back door that starts away. And we talked about the hitter giving up on a pitch that starts away and then eventually comes back and clips that black. And you've got the hitter having given up on it. So I can understand trying to work towards that back foot. Had some pretty good success with that changeup a couple pitches in a row, though.
So runners at the corners. This is DJ Stewart, the right fielder. And a quick 0-2. Stewart hitting .250. He's got a home run, 5 RBIs. Close pitch, but a good pitch.
Well, that's a great pitch.
Teased him a little bit.
Might have been able to call the strike if you really wanted to. Crowd this lefty.
And he did, and that's a good fastball. So Irvin makes a good pitch to get Stewart, and the Orioles strand a pair in the bottom of the first. Hey, take the A's on the go this season and stream the games on NBCSportsCalifornia.com and the MyTeams app. It's brought to you by your NorCal Honda dealers. I believe they call that the Inner Harbor in Baltimore. Am I correct there, Dallas?
Nailed it.
The Inner Harbor. Nice area to walk around. Not far from the ballpark.
Get a shot of the Ferris wheel?
The Ferris wheel, absolutely. You made your Major League debut in this ballpark.
Sure did.
So fond memories of that, I'm sure.
Very nice. Very nice. Was able to have my grandmother in town. Got to look up at her right behind home plate. Beautiful day. And then after the ball game, I had a nice walk home with.
Yes, you did.
Our man Ray Fosse and Vince Cotroneo.
Really?
Yeah.
Did they break down your start for you?
It was just a little, a little
now
back
in the
and
third,
forth.
Dallas, I thought maybe you were up a little bit.
Yeah, Vinny was breaking it down. Foss had to reel him in. But hey, let the kid enjoy his first day of work here. Okay?
They were pulling for you.
They were.
2-2 the count to Mitch Moreland.
And what you know it, you rub that crystal ball. 10 years later, Vinny and I need the same barber, and we're colleagues.
So full count.
Well, the nagging issue. Just trying to get rid of guys. 3 pitches, 4 pitches or less really is how you think about it. Whether or not you're successful in terms of outs. Sure, you'd like to win those battles, but you want to keep that line moving.
And that pitch not close. So Lopez ahead of Moreland, loses him, and the A's have their leadoff man aboard in the second. And that'll bring up Murphy.
Well, it's something we've seen from this Oakland lineup in the last few days is the discipline, the patience. Early on, probably some pressing going on. And really it's a battle within yourself. Reel yourself in, relax. And I think that's kind of happening for everyone.
So the pitch inside from Lopez.
He's got that good fastball, good arm side run on it. Does a good job of keeping guys on the ground. That's what he's looking for here, double play ball. Ground ball rate for Jorge Lopez, 56%. And for context, big league average around 44%. So he can dial up that ground ball, need be.
A little bit inside. That's a pretty good pitch, though. Hard sinker at 95.
Chasing these righties in, trying to work off those hands, that handle.
Short lead for Moreland. And that one just missed, and now it's 3-1. Close pitch.
Well, you can see behind in the count, not a ton of run on that fastball like we saw pitches earlier. Trying to keep it true, trying to dot it up at the bottom of the zone.
And Murphy went around on that one, and now it's a full count. That pitch, boy, a lot of run on that pitch.
Well, that's the one that he's trying to work towards the bottom of the zone, because you can see Sean Murphy at about 50, 55 feet. He's got to make a decision. He's got to get the party started, get the hands going. But that thing's got another 8 inches of life on it left. And Murph just unable to slow down.
And that one is outside. Back-to-back walks to open up the top of the second. Here's our StatCast 3D for tonight, powered by Google Cloud. Remember, the light blue is the outfield wall at the Coliseum. So how does the Coliseum outfield walk compared to Camden Yards. Well, as you can see, it's very, very short in right field, much shorter than the Coliseum.
Yeah, you know, just looking at this overlay here makes me kind of happy that the big league debut didn't happen in Oakland, because the first knock I gave up was to a left-handed hitter by the name of Aubrey Huff, who shot a triple out into that right center alley, bounced on the track, and I thought to myself, hey, we got nobody to catch that? Thank goodness, because that'd have been 3 left turns at the Coliseum.
And that one kind of blocks, kind of sort of by Severino, but it popped up in the air and he couldn't find it. So the runners advance.
Well, this is one of the most difficult pitches to block, and I'm not talking about the curveball necessarily. I'm talking about the pitch that bounces in the front of a batter's box. Now, whichever way this thing's going to carry him is secondary to just trying to get your body in front of it somehow, some way. That ball bouncing feet out in front of you as opposed to you being able to drop in front, hover over it, and kill it. Pretty good effort there by Sevy.
So 1-0 to Seth Brown. Swing, miss. Well, Lopez has nobody to blame but himself right now for this jam. 2 walks and a wild pitch, and runners are at second and third and nobody out.
You start fiddling around in the strike zone, nitpicking. Next thing you know, you've got traffic and you're working from behind the 8 ball.
Hit hard, right side, backhanded, throw to first, and that should get a run home, and it does. So the A's lead 1-0 on the RBI groundout by Seth Brown. Like maybe he got jammed just a little bit, but you put it in play, and that's the most important thing.
Well, you got it. Seth Brown will be able to pick his thumbs up in his locker later, but he's got an RBI, and it's a productive out.
So those not going to run, and you move the other runner over.
That's it. Just get a job done. And that right there, about as good as it can get without Brownie on base himself.
So now Piscotty's going to need to put it in play, see if he can get this run home, as Murphy is now at third.
Well, you know, even though we've seen Lopez kind of spray the zone a little here, I'm not mad at the aggressiveness from Piscotty. Runner on third, less than 2 outs. You've got a guy who's had trouble getting in the zone, staying in the strike zone. Get a straight one to hit early. Go ahead and pull the trigger.
Right on the corner, and it's 0-2.
You got the infield in. Just trying to touch it with 2, as they say. Put it in play.
And Piscotty drops a base hit into left field. That will bring home Murphy. And it's 2-0 the A's lead. So a nice job of hitting by Piscotty as he had to stay back on what looked like a breaking ball.
You nailed it. Talk a lot about guys who find themselves out on the front foot. Piscotty not a front foot hitter. Just a little fooled here, but 2 things. One, that pitch stays up, and Kipe, as you astutely pointed out, kept his hands back. Even though the body leaks, the hips go, those hands are back. You give yourself a fighting chance. Not the authority on the swing, but you're not going to get beat.
So 5th RBI in the year for Piscotty. And that one called the ball.
I don't know that Elvis Andrus picked that up quite the way he would have liked.
Like it hit off the foot of Elvis Andrus. So both the walks have scored.
We'd love to see that. Free passes early.
But I think Moreland was behind in the count 0-2. Ends up walking, leading off this inning.
It's one thing to get yourself into those 2-strike situations. It's another thing to be able to put these guys away. And if you're not competitive around the strike zone, you know, like that pitch there, hard fastball up and in, really hasn't done much. Put Lopez behind in the count.
So 2-1 to Elvis. Runner goes, and the ball is hit into right field, and that's a base hit. Piscotty's going to try for third. He'll make it without a throw. So nice execution by the Athletics, and they have first and third, still only one out.
Well, in this inning alone, you're starting to get a good idea of how a team strings together wins, how you get hot, how you stay hot, stay on a streak. You got guys, as you pointed out again, Kipe, down early in the count, fighting, battling back, not trying to hit that 5-run homer early in a ball game, take some free passes. Moreland takes his walk, Sean Murphy takes his walk, Seth Brown productive out. Piscotty and Elvis come out and get some big knocks. Bo Mellon, I believe that's Romo under those layers.
So the meeting at the mound comes to an end. And now it's Ramon Laureano in the top of the order. Laureano popped out his first at bat. Takes a pitch inside.
Well, and that's what they got the laser with. Fastball in, popped out to second.
On the infield, it's going to drop, and it's picked up by Galvez, the shortstop. They get the out at second. That was a crazy play. All that, and there's 2 outs.
Yeah, kind of a no man's land situation. See, ball goes up in the air. Galvez trying to figure out who wants it.
Well, you know what? That's a pretty good play by Galvez because, hey, the ball's spinning weird. That right there is not an easy play, but he looked to home, heads up play.
Sure.
Runner wasn't going. Then got the runner at second, all while keeping the guy at third.
Well, exactly. You check all those boxes. You prevent the move up.
Yep.
You secure the out.
So Lowry will try to get that 3rd run home. Struck out looking in the first inning.
How hot has Jed Lowry been?
Shallow left. That's Hayes hustling in near the line, and he's got it. So when it's all said and done, the A's get 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 walks, and it's 2-0. Indeed, player resume. Highest ground ball percentage on secondary pitches this season. Cole Urban is 4th. So explain that a little bit more. We know what ground ball percentage is, obviously. Secondary pitches. Give us your definition.
Off-speed stuff. Changeups, sliders, curveballs down in the zone, maybe a split if you got one. But the idea is you're getting enough work done early on in the count with the fastball. When you need to dial up that ground ball, maybe it's a double play you're looking for. You just need to keep the hitter out of the air. This is the pitch you're going to. Something maybe working its way down to the ground. Change up more of a fly ball pitch for guys, depending on how they like to execute.
So a secondary pitch, any non-fastball pitch.
That's it.
Okay.
Any non-fastball pitch. And it can be tricky because you got guys cut the fastball, sink the fastball. So to each his own. But it's really something with a wrinkle in it.
That one is hit deep to left field by Ryan Mountcastle. And it's going to be caught right at the wall by Brown. So Mountcastle just missed it. And for Cole Irvin, it's just a long out.
That's it. Just a long, loud out for the lefty Cole Irvin.
The thing in that ballpark is any ball that goes up in the air, though, you think it's got a chance to go out.
Oh, no question. And you can see Brownie kind of put his head down, just get back to the wall because he knows it's not far away. Keep it in the yard. Cole Irvin falling behind here early, 2-0. Sevy, not a guy you just want to lay a heater in there for. Here you go. See, and this is something to pay attention to with Cole Irvin. We've already seen in one instance tonight, 3-0 changeup to get himself back into the count here. 2-0 changeup against a guy who's not afraid to hunt a heater when he's ahead in the count. I feel like over the past few outings, we've seen Cole Irvin kind of take some steps in understanding who he is and how he can go about his business at this level.
Severino hits one high down the right field line and just foul. See the netting down there.
And I wonder how many outfielders think about utilizing that netting as sort of like a safety net, like a trapeze artist or something. Like you could leave your feet and sell out.
Just leap right into the netting.
That's right.
And there's an off-speed pitch, and it's a strikeout. So Severino goes down swinging.
Cole Irvin's starting to feel it a little. You know what I mean? Gets the wiggle from Murph back there. 4 fingers, shake him up. Pull that string, lefty. Severino. Fish are biting, Kipe.
Well, here is Freddie Galvis. 271 with a couple of home runs for the Orioles shortstop. He's a switch hitter. This one taps slowly toward Chapman. He charges. He's got it. Throws on the run in time. So 3 up, 3 down inning with a strikeout for Cole Irvin. We're through 2 in Baltimore. 2-0 A's.
What's up, fans? Time to ride the wave with your green and gold A's fans. The A's return home to take on the Baltimore Orioles Friday through Sunday, April 30th through May 2nd. Cheer on your green and gold in person at the Coliseum. Tickets start at just $19. Find yours today at athletics.com/tickets. He's looking.
Hey, kind of looking forward to that homestand. 3 with Baltimore, 4 with Toronto. Want to see Toronto play?
Yes.
Springer should be back by then.
We got a friend up there in Toronto.
And then the Rays come to the Coliseum. That's a good homestand coming up. It'll run all the way through the 9th of May. 10 stand.
You like that? Give you an opportunity to come home, get comfortable.
Yes, indeed. Olsen, Chapman, and Moreland for the A's here in the top of the 3rd. Olsen had a base hit, extending his hitting streak. Not this time, though, as he grounds it to Galvis. Hey, it's the Ultimate Performer brought to you by your Bay Area BMW Centers. Wednesday, what can you say about the 10th inning? Couple of walks, couple of errors, 2 out errors. Either of those plays made, the game is over, and the A's do not win. So the A's scored 3 unearned runs without a hit.
Incredible, and I think that game and those situations speaks to how important defense is, especially late in the ball game, and how important health is, because you got to remember, Josh Donaldson lifted in that ball game because of potential calf issues, was going to be the runner starting at second base in extra innings. So they've got to make an adjustment. Rocco Baldelli has to make a move. Blankenhorn comes into second base. The game will find you, Kipe. He ends up kicking a ball. Arias makes the move from second over to third. The game will find you, ends up making the fatal error.
Well, I thought that was what made it so interesting is that move to take Donaldson out of the game, and we totally understand why it was made, right?
Sure.
He's not running 100%. He's going to be the go-ahead runner at second base, but it did cause the domino effect to put both players in different spots, and those players each made a move. So that was the 11th consecutive win. That's where the A's current winning streak stands in longest winning streaks in Oakland history. Of course, we all know about the 20. That was back in 2002. 1988, they had 14 early in the year. And the A's trying to get there. And they could tie that second spot with a sweep in Baltimore this weekend. Hey, listen, you start getting into double-digit consecutive wins, people start to take notice.
And for good reason.
How many people have you had in the last 2 days say to you, hey, your team's playing pretty good? I've had it a whole bunch of times.
I tell you, I go out on my balcony when we get home after every game, and I announce to the folks who have their windows open how successful the A's have been. And this morning, take a look at that.
First team in Major League history to win 11 straight games at any point of a season after starting 0-6. Well, that's at any point in a season. The A's have done it right away.
Right away. And that's the thing, is it's on the heels of that start, having this success backed up. So you can understand why folks are starting to rally around this. But as I was saying, I walked outside, and the gentleman who trains a large group of people every morning looked up at me and let me know that the Oakland A's have won 11 in a row, and they're going for 12. Are you prepared?
Yes, we are.
But that's just the kind of energy that's already starting to circulate around downtown.
The A's and the Seattle Mariners tied for the best record in the American League at 12-7. Tied for the second best record in all of Major League Baseball. The Dodgers are first at 14-5, and then it's the A's, the Mariners, and the Giants are at 12-7. So the two Bay Area teams playing very good baseball.
Yeah,
those are the top four teams record-wise in baseball in this very early going. So that's exciting. Mariners playing good baseball.
Got their guy Kyle Lewis back. Yeah, the Giants, I saw a note. Kirk Casale, backstop for the Giants.
That's interesting, huh?
5 shutouts in a row.
And he's the backup catcher.
Feel like we got a guy putting the right fingers down.
How does that happen? He's a backup catcher.
Uh-huh.
Moreland toward left in the ballpark. And Lopez has a 3-up, 3-down inning. So we are going to the bottom of the third. 2-0 A's. The A's in their hope to get a new ballpark. And this came out today. Public released a financial offer to the city and community. The A's will privately finance a $1 billion architecturally significant state-of-the-art ballpark. And again, the A's just want answers, really.
And it's understandable. It's understandable. You know, he
huge
missed out.
Community benefits too. That's a big deal.
That's the takeaway for me, Kipe, is a lot of the conversation surrounding any sort of new ballpark, especially in the times we're in now. Who's paying for it is going to be the big question. And who benefits?
Who benefits, yeah.
And when you think about a community, one, it's not coming out of their pocket, box checked. Two, $450 million worth of benefits, sustainable benefits. We're talking longevity, not only of the ballpark, but of the surrounding communities. And that has been the drum I have beat this entire time that I've been fortunate enough to wear green and gold as a player and now as a broadcaster, is the fans The fans deserve this. The players deserve to play in a place they can be proud of, but the fans deserve this shiny home. And whether they're at the ballpark or living in the community around it.
Well, that's and that's a great point too, is the fact that maybe you're not a baseball fan.
Right.
That's okay. But the public benefit is huge.
Correct. And it for me, it's just nice to know that that's something in the forefront of the brain of these decision makers, of the folks who are going to bat for the Oakland A's. They care about the community. It's not just about 9 guys on the field playing in a nice, shiny ballpark.
2-2 to Urias. And he hits one toward Chapman. Chapman, good strong throw, and that is out number 1. Now, we talked to A's president Dave Kaval and asked him, why is there the urgency with this new ballpark situation?
Through 2024, we need to get a yes vote so we can figure out the timing of things like the infrastructure starting, and then also getting through any other legal challenges and getting to a groundbreaking, which everyone wants to do, like we did down in San Jose with the earthquake. So it's really time is of the essence. We lost a year with COVID, and it's really go time.
Yeah, and that's a good point by Dave as well, is that, I mean, you did lose a year.
Yeah.
And that's a long time in a process that you've been working hard, and you want to be able to say, hey, this ballpark's going to be ready opening day, whatever the date is. At some point, decisions need to be made. A's need answers, and then you can proceed.
You feel like you've dotted the I's and crossed the T's, and to your point, you just need some sort of understanding, some sort of direction where we're going. But again, with the community in mind, knowing that it's never a bad time to help out the folks in an area, that's what's important. So I think collectively on both sides there's an understanding of the impact that can be had with this new ballpark. You just got to figure out a way to get that ball rolling.
0-2 the count to Austin Hayes. 2 away here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Cole Irvin doing a good job of being economical here, flashing the athleticism. Play before last.
And a high fastball. Quick work for Cole Irvin. Couple of easy ground balls and a strikeout. Irvin's been good so far. 2-0 A's. Yeah. Mobile coverage cam. High first. That's the high first camera in Baltimore. Terry runs that. He runs it every time the A's come to town. He's like, the A's are coming to town. I want high first, and I want to work with the A's because they're awesome people.
Well, I could tell by the shot we got right away. That's a Terry shot, high first. That's got Baltimore written all over it.
See, if he's working for a different team, it's not as good of a shot.
No, it's not, and we understand that.
Nice job, Terry.
Appreciate you.
Likes to work with our director, Mike Bird, our producer, Delaire Lewars.
Some quality human beings. Right now, the Baltimore Orioles looking for a quality inning out of Lopez here.
Yeah, he had a much better 3rd inning. Own worst enemy in the 2nd when he walked the first 2 guys, and they both scored. One of them was Murphy.
Well, something he hadn't done a great job of coming into tonight. 1-1 counts, getting to 1-2.
A high fastball. Murphy popped it up. Urias back. He's got it. That right there is the beauty of elevating a fastball. You can't get on top of it.
Well, the fastball, right? And the life. It's twofold, Kipe. You're right.
He's got a little life on his fastball.
It's got a gear. And you might be asking, well, how much does that play into, working off of the barrel? Well, even at 58 feet, folks, that ball moves just an inch or so. That could be the difference between a home run and what you just saw there. Pop fly to the second baseman.
Seth Brown, an RBI ground out.
can see just, again, the erratic spraying of the zone from Lopez. Get strike one. And nothing close, but 0-1 to 0-2 counts. He'd only been converting about 43% of the time. Big league average, Kite, 52% of the time. So after strike one, you get strike two over half the time typically. Something he struggled with. Same thing, 1-1 to 1-2 counts as we talked about.
Lopez, originally with the Milwaukee Brewers. Remember when the Royals traded Mike Moustakas to Milwaukee? Lopez was part of that deal. So Moustakas went to Milwaukee. Lopez, one of the players that went to Kansas City. And then Lopez was claimed off waivers from Kansas City by the Orioles last August.
Yeah, and I believe he started out in the bullpen.
Yeah, he pitched 3 games out of the bullpen and 6 starts last year for Baltimore, so he got some action. Two and 2 to Brown. And a good take.
That's something I think Seth Brown has really grown in. Discipline.
Brown's retired there for the second out.
And you know, I think getting on the board, hitting that home run, kind of helped Brownie. You think about a guy who's got the ability to drive the ball out of the ballpark, right? 37 long balls down in 3A, comes up. Never quite able to get that big swing on the first one, but once he did, it kind of feels like it was a aha moment. Like, oh, I remember. I'm really good at this game.
I think you may be right there. Base hit for Piscotty. He's 2 for 2. Another breaking ball. Little spinner.
That's it, just a little spinner. It's middle though, Kipe, and it's up. And we've seen Lopez do a good job of working that thing down. A little later in the count at times, but this one early up, trying to throw it for a strike. And Piscotty now twice has jumped on something early in the count.
Here's Elvis Andrus, who had a base hit in the second. Andrus, obviously the average not where he would like it to be. I would say that he has hit in some tough luck, especially the last maybe 10 days or so.
Sure, maybe add some guys.
He struggled a little bit early on, but he's hit the ball much better in the last 10, 12 games.
But our man Foss pointed out that, you know, in years past we've seen Elvis do such a good job of just kind of taking pitches the other way, maybe inside out in them a little. Maybe not a ton of success with that or luck, as you kind of mentioned in the early part, but things are starting to turn around. And again, I think just the early frustration for guys can create a lot of pressing issues early. It's just a matter of guys relaxing and remembering what they do well.
.76 pitches for Lopez, so the pitch count fairly high. One-two pitch. Little emergency swing by Elvis Andrus. Spoil it.
Well, that is not easy to do. You can see Elvis was locked up. He really was headed back to the dugout, and this breaking ball from Lopez, this thing just wasn't done working. And Elvis, really good job of hitting the E-brake there.
Up the middle. Galvez will flip to Arias. Side is retired. Runner stranded for the A's. Bottom of the fourth coming up.
Well, the Oakland Athletics Fantasy Camp is coming back in January 2022. You can experience the life of a Major League player and play on the same fields as the Athletics during spring training out in Mesa, Arizona. Registration is open to all genders, ages 21 and over. Proceeds from this event will benefit the Oakland Athletics Community Fund. Visit athletics.com/fantasycamp to register.
So, will you be there? You'll be a coach?
I will be there. I will be a coach. I am the pitching coach alongside my skipper, Bobby Crosby.
Okay, so you and Bones are together.
Me and Bones are tight. We're together. We've won the championship twice. Nobody's counting. We're confident in our ability to prepare the geriatrics for success.
So I've been to fantasy camps not as a player, but as a guest. Do you guys have a draft?
Yeah.
Full draft.
We have a full draft. We have a tryout.
Go get them.
That's it. Yeah, we're playing for keeps.
Is it out of whack for me to say, if you went to fantasy camp, it may be the most fun you've had in 1 week, or the most you've ever laughed in 1 week in your lifetime?
Understatement. I just...
And I'm not exaggerating.
No, and neither am I. I promise you, this is a vacation that my family and I plan around.
Seriously, can I come this year?
You can come.
No, I'm serious. But I don't want to... Elvis knocks it down. He's not going to have a play. I just want to walk around and I want to be like an ambassador or something. I don't know.
We've got a spot for you.
I just want to.
They would love you. It is. It's great because what you do is you see folks who are dreaming about being Elvis Andrus, who in their own head tell themselves, I can make this play in the hole. I can jump and throw, kind of like Jeter used to. It's not that easy, folks. Elvis Andrus is one of the most sure-handed shortstops in the game for a long time. Tough coming up with that play. They're going to give him a hit. Understandable, but a lot of those folks out in fantasy camp end up on their face when they try to make that play, and that's the best part about it.
Stewart swings and misses. What we're saying, folks, is it is worth it. I mean, it is a hoot from day one.
Yes, it is. Kangaroo court, the whole nine.
0-1 to Stewart. So who are some of the other coaches?
Well, we've got the great Shooty Babbitt out there.
Entertainment.
The great Dave Stewart.
Awesome.
I mean, littered with legends.
Yeah.
Exactly. The great Bert Campaneris.
Campy's there?
Campy. I mean, come on. Campy?
Keep going.
God. The list goes on. We're going to have a very special guest this year. I don't know if I want to reveal the name just yet.
Okay.
You haven't signed up. Just think. A lot of gold in the trophy case. A mainstay at the hot corner for a very long time.
Interesting. Stewart just got a piece of it, and the count 2-2. So you play the games at the ballpark?
Play the games, yes, at the ballpark. See there, Murph unable to corral that slider in, but hey, play games out in Mesa at the ballpark. Could end up on the big league diamond. Who knows?
A little off the plate. Now it's 3-2 to Stewart. On deck is Mountcastle, right-handed hitter.
Well, if you don't have the ability to dial up the swing and miss, something Cole Irvin has been able to do is beat right-handers inside with the fastball, beat lefties up with the fastball.
Grounded toward Olsen. He fires, throws to Chapman. Double pump to first, and Irvin just could not quite get that left foot on the bag. That's never easy for a pitcher because you really have to hustle over there, but then you have to turn your body and face where the throw is coming from.
Well, the idea is you need to bust it over there, find the bag, become a first baseman ASAP. And I tell you, Matt Olson kind of putting the pressure on you in a good way. Watch him anticipate this ball, field it with his feet. Matt Chapman, third baseman, coming across, kicking the bag. And the problem here is Cole Irvin just never found first base upon arrival. You can see his eyes at no point in time picked up the bag. He just didn't have an idea where he was.
So 2 outs, a fielder's choice for Stewart. Here's Mountcastle, who hit a long fly ball to left field. His first at bat, it was caught.
And as a lefty, what I would want to do is get over to first base, feel the bag with my right foot, touch it, tap it, and then I become a first baseman. I can stretch with my left foot off the bag.
So a quick 0-2 to Mountcastle.
There it is, good changeup. Again, look at that rotation. Good four-seam rotation, acting like a fastball that it's not.
Mountcastle's got pretty good power. At least minor league numbers. 25 home runs in AAA in 2019, and he is one of the Orioles' top prospects.
Yeah, riding the struggle bus right now. 0 for his last 21. And if you're riding Mountcastle, it feels like you're stepping up to the plate and it's 0-2 before you've even seen a pitch.
Here's the 0-2 pitch, and a pretty good job out hitting there as he went down to get it. Stewart with an aggressive turn, and the ball gets past Laureano. Stewart's going to go to third, moving up as Mountcastle. He'll go to second. So Mountcastle with just an aggressive turn, or Stewart with an aggressive turn at second base, I think it forced Ramon maybe to look up a little bit.
Well, you're absolutely right. Again, putting the pressure here, and this ball just stays down. Laureano overruns it. Stewart on into third. But that's going to allow Mountcastle to move up to second base as well.
Yep.
And I'm not sure if we have a shot on it. But just as a pitcher, you always have a place to be. There's always somewhere you could be, somewhere you could be backing up. And as that play unfolds in front of you there, realizing nobody home at second base.
So here is Pedro Severino. A couple of runners in scoring position with 2 outs. Change-up swing and a miss.
Well, Cole Irvin has had that pitch going all night long from very early on. And you get a swing like that from Severino, I don't know how strong of a desire I would have to give him anything that he can handle. Fastballs in off the plate here, changeups down and away. I'm going to make Severino hit my pitch here. Runners on second and third.
Lines one, but it's just foul down the first base line.
Yeah, they might have got away with one there. Murph wanted this fastball in, trying to tie up Severino.
Severino had a reach for it. Count stays 0-2.
You think about working off the misses, how we've talked about. Severino wanted that, Cole Irvin wanted the fastball, the pitch previous, inside. It was away. Severino, emergency hack. You get your 2 strikes, so then what do? They go to the slider, trying to backdoor it away.
See, that ball came up and hit Nick Miley, the home plate umpire. Did he go? Yes, he did. So a big strikeout as Severino strikes out for the second time. 5 Ks for Cole Irvin, and the A's lead 2-0.
A's baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by Ram, the first truck brand to win Motor Trend Truck of the Year 3 years straight. Visit ram.com today.
Well, you can get on a train right outside the ballpark, Camden Station. Actually, it was a giant railroad station that the ballpark was built right next to there in Baltimore. Thus, the B&O Warehouse, the big warehouse out in right field, stands for the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad.
Just such a great visual.
It's awesome. There it is.
I got to tell you, I've been playing a lot of the new baseball game out, MLB The Show, and they've got a feature, Kipe, where you can create your own ballpark. And you can put things all around.
Laureano drives one left center field, and that baby's gone. Second home run of the year for Ramon Laureano, and it was another hanger.
Well, think about how things had gone for the Laser in the first 2 at-bats. Crowded, blown up with the fastball, in on the hands. And the Laser said, you know what? I don't think I want to hit that one anymore. Would you spin a little bender up there for me? Let me get on top. And he does. Speaking of that warehouse out in right, Kipe, pack your bags. All aboard. Next stop, Pound Town.
Well, that home run by Laureano is going to knock Jorge Lopez out of the game. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Reliable network nationwide. Your wireless, your rules, only with Xfinity Mobile. So it's 3-0 the A's lead thanks to the Ramon Laureano home run leading off the top of the 5th. So that also knocked Jorge Lopez out of the game. The new pitcher is Travis Lakins Sr. His 6th appearance. Has not allowed an earned run yet, so that's a good sign.
Good reason why he probably got dialed up here. Trying to keep the ball game as tight as you can. 3-0, see a good fastball. He's featuring fastball. He'll cut the fastball. Big bender as well. Little change piece he'll sprinkle in every now and then.
And a quick 0-2 to Jed Lowry. 81 pitches, 4+ innings for Lopez. 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout.
And that 81 pitch total. Laborious outing. Some long at bats, full counts.
Well, he couldn't put hitters away. Got ahead of a lot of hitters.
Well, and that's kind of been the struggle for him. You know, getting those 0-2 swing and misses, those 2-strike swing and misses.
That's a fair ball picked up by Mancini. So Lowry is out. 1 away here in the 5th. Here's our Coors Light beating the pressure. Best at-bat RBI ratio in the big leagues. Matt Olson is 5th. So he knocks in a run every 3.80 at-bats. That sounds like it's really good.
Well, you like your odds of scoring at least one run with Matt Olson in the lineup.
There you go.
Give him 3 or 4 ABs. I'm not a math major, but that's just...
Get you over one.
Yeah. I like your odds.
Olson with 15 RBIs on the year.
You know, what's fun about watching Matt Olson as he holds up there, about watching Matt Olson get hot, is you see pitchers, you see teams constantly try to pick on him in certain spots, and he just continues to deliver.
Well, I'm not sure that he has a real significant weak spot, or a spot that you can go to with a pitch where you're like, well, we throw it there, we'll get him out. Because he actually handles the inside ball pretty well.
And that's kind of what I'm getting at, is you can see the way he sets up the big extension. It almost is a welcoming invitation to opposing pitchers. Go ahead, throw it right in here. You think those big long arms can stay inside and he can get the barrel to the... The answer is yes.
Yeah. Good swing there, and the count stays 2-2.
Take you back to Wednesday. Matty-O, some loud noise off the barrel. This one was a moonshot out to right field Will. And as I mentioned, staying inside the ball, driving the ball. Power to right, power to the center of the field. They'll fillet you one oppo as well. But you know, you get a guy like Matt Olson hot. You think about the guys ahead of him, a guy like Jed Lowry, who's been swinging the bat well. You get one guy to catch fire, and it can spread quickly.
Well, and I think it helps if that guy is a middle of the order hitter.
Oh, yeah.
Then it does spread then.
Well, yeah, you got the protection for the guy ahead of him. He's probably on base during a nice little hot streak.
And there's another hit for Olson. So he's got a couple of singles tonight, 2 for 3. Ball nicely out over the plate for Olson.
Well, he stays back, lets this pitch come to him. He's not out in front. He's not trying to hook this by any means. This is a normal straight approach. Quality swing from Matt.
So here's Chapman. A little bit inside.
Speaking of middle of the order guys, this is a guy you get going right here, especially with the way Ole's swinging it. This lineup gets extremely long.
Gets the call there, does Lakins, 1-1. Blocked by Severino. Red Sox leading the Mariners 3-1, top of the 4th inning at Fenway. That's game 2 of a 4-game series. As you mentioned, the Mariners and the A's tied for the top spot in the AL West with a record of 12-7. Mariners won last night 7-3. 2-2. Kikuchi and Perez is the pitching matchup at Fenway tonight.
Couple of lefties locking horns.
And the Angels and Astros are underway in Houston, top of the 2nd, no score. Heaney and Greinke. That is also game 2 of a 4-game series. Astros trying to right the ship a little bit. They got the offense going last night with an 8-2 win.
Well, Lincoln's got a good slider going here now against Matt Chapman, throwing a few of them on the inside part of the plate. Chappie's been able to fight him off. Get a feeling they're trying to front door him, trying to catch him looking. See if they're going to expand away. And you can understand why they're trying to front door that pitch. Started off about 2 inches in. Think about the white line of that right-handed hitter's batter's box. In the mind of Lakin, you're trying to start it there and have that thing work back over just enough to clip the corner of that plate. Not a pitch that Matt Chapman would be able to extend his arms on should they be able to locate. If he can't get it there, it could be loud noise.
And that one is drilled towards center, hit hard, but Mullins is going to go back, turn around, and make the catch. So a well-struck ball by Chapman, but nothing to show for it. 2 outs here in the 5th.
Well, and that one right there, Kipe, 94, a little truer ball flight. Didn't have that cut coming back over. Stayed just underneath the barrel.
And that'll bring up Moreland. A walk and a fly ball to left field for the A's designated hitter. Had the 2-homer game on Tuesday. First game of the doubleheader.
Well, I think he's settling in quite nicely. Giving Bob Melvin some flexibility. A couple Gold Glove first basemen at your disposal.
Rolls over on this one. Galva's the shortstop with the shift on, throws out Moreland. And that will do it for the A's in the 5th, but they get a home run by Ramon Laureano, his 2nd home run of the year, a hanger, and he put it into the seats at left. Bottom of the 5th coming up. A's 3, Orioles nothing.
Download the MLB app to get in-game video highlights, live pitch-by-pitch breaking news, player updates, stat leaderboards, and more for your Oakland A's.
Nice look outside Oriole Park at Camden Yards. It's the main entrance. Cole Irvin got now a 3-run lead as he faces Galvis, Urias, and Mullins, 8, 9, and 1. That one's hit well. But Laureano backs up a little bit toward left center field. He's got it. So 1 out here in the 5th.
Well, you think early on for Cole Irvin, get ahead, strike 1. Second, third time through the lineup, you start to put these guys on notice. Hey, he's going to fill the zone up early. He's going to fill it up often. See if we can pick out something to hit in one of those first 2 pitches or so.
1 walk, 5 strikeouts for Irvin so far. That was Dylan Tate in the Orioles bullpen. 68 pitches for Irvin. Boy, that's a good pitch. Man, oh man. Perfectly located changeup, and it's just it breaks down the hitter. It's a weak swing and weak contact.
A lot of money to be made off the barrel. Don't necessarily have to miss the entire bat. But here in the bottom of the 5th, 69 pitches. Nice pitch count for Cole Irvin.
Mullins kind of jabbed at it in his bunt attempt. So 0-1 the count. Double and a ground out from Mullins.
But you see those kind of swings, and what is happening is there is just frustration mounting in the Orioles dugout.
Because he's not going to overpower you.
That's it.
Mullins lines one toward left center. He's got a hit. Big aggressive turn. He'll stay at first this time.
Well, and you can see why They love them some Sed Mullins at the top of the lineup. Lefty righty's going to give you quality at bat. But this right here, fastball, top of the zone. Left-handed hitters, not necessarily notorious for being able to handle the high heater. But Cedric Mullins just getting on plane with the fastball, shooting it out to left. Very quality at bat.
First pitch to Austin Hayes is in for a strike. In the air toward right center, shallow. Ramon's there. He's got an 8-pitch inning for Cole Irvin, and we are on to the 6th. A's 3, Orioles nothing.
Not want you to miss out on the best deal of the season to see your green and gold. So purchase A's Flex Ticks and save up to 30% off ticket prices. A's Flex Ticks can be redeemed for any available game this season when you are ready to come back to the Oakland Coliseum. So get your ticket vouchers at athletics.com/flexticks. That's athletics.com/flexticks.
So it is the top of the 6th with the A's leading 3-0. New pitcher for the Baltimore Orioles. It's Dylan Tate. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and smog expert. So Tate comes in 0-1, 4.15 ERA. He'll face Murphy, Brown, and Piscotty.
Well, in a rare situation here for Mr. Dylan Tate early on this season. 4 out of his 6 appearances, Kipe, have come in high leverage situations this season. That's tied for second most on the team, so getting a clean inning here.
Murphy, a little flare to right. That's a hit.
How about the strong backstop here? Little backup slider. Not an easy pitch to hit. Just goes to show you how strong those forearms are of Sean Murphy. Don't break the bat. Able to whip it through with enough force to fight that thing off.
Did you know, Dallas, that Dylan Tate was the 4th player picked in the 2015 draft? 4th player chosen by the Texas Rangers.
Well, that's incredible. I did not know that.
I remember his name. He was then traded by the Rangers to the Yankees. It was a Carlos Beltran deal. And then traded by the Yankees to the Orioles in the Zach Britton deal.
Well, you can see the stuff. He's got a lively arm. We're talking anywhere from 92 up to 97. Saw the changeup there. Seen the slider already.
He's now 26 years old. Went to UC Santa Barbara. So what if you're the Texas Rangers, what you don't want to do is you don't want to look back at that 2015 draft and see who you could have chosen.
Not a good idea,
That's not a good idea.
Strong
We
list.
may do it for him.
Sure. Just mull it over. What could have been? You know, sometimes the whole hindsight is 20/20 thing. I believe hindsight at times can blind you. You go back and take a look at things you just don't want to see again.
Two and two the count to Brown. It's interesting here, Dallas. Seth Brown's starting to get more at-bats.
With more regularity. Well, I think you just kind of take note of the approach that he's shown and his ability to hang in.
He's got a pretty good idea up there.
Well, and it's really, in my opinion, it has really started to come together over the last couple weeks here. And I know it's only a couple weeks into this season, but when you think about what we were seeing last year out of Seth Brown and what we're already seeing early this year, come up in some big spots and got some big hits, but I think just the overall comfort level watching him at the plate in the field, just a different air about his game.
No question. Just got underneath this one. And it's going to be into the dugout. Maybe off the netting.
See, Trey Mancini thought he might have been able to make a play on this. Took a couple right and left turns, working his way back over to the dugout. Not quite the Oakland Coliseum, foul territory.
Inside, and the count works full. So heck of an at-bat here by Brown.
Grind it out.
May have swung at ball 4, but it was close. So that's Galvez with the shift down. He's got it.
Well, time now for the Ram drive of the game. Drives. Stephen Piscotty. Hands back, giving himself a fighting chance, dumping a single out there. And later comes up again. 2 early swings in the count for Piscotty. Couple knocks. Himself an RBI.
First pitch to Piscotty is outside.
You think where you're going to see Brownie in the lineup, maybe towards the lower third. Stephen Piscotty and he are neighbors today in this ball game, but some production at the bottom of the lineup as well.
High strike. No, called the ball. So Piscotty, well, he got in a hitter's count and a good swing, and he popped it up. Franco has it, and that is the second out.
A good two-seamer just boring in on the hands of the righty, Piscotty. It's tough. You get yourself into that 2-0 hitter's count. Might be getting a fastball. Just a well-located 2-0 heater from Tate.
Elvis Sanders, a single and a ground out so far tonight. Swing and a miss in the bat. Goes toward the backstop. It's a good teammate. Ramon rubbed a little of the pine tar from his bat onto Elvis's bat.
There you go.
You got to take care of your teammates.
See that depth. Little downward action. Elvis just kind of baffled. Well, one thing I've noticed with Tate, he really does utilize great arm speed on that changeup.
That's the key, right?
That's it. Arm speed, hand speed, trying to duplicate everything.
Right to Franco. Throws across, and that will do it. A leadoff single by Murphy, but nothing else for the A's. Bottom of the 6th coming up. Hey, who will the 49ers quarterback of the future be? Well, we've got all the latest 49er draft news and coverage at NBCSportsBayArea.com/NFL Draft, presented by Big O Tires. Next Thursday night, the draft, at least the first round. So I think there's going to be a whole bunch of quarterbacks go off the board early, right?
There are
some. It looks like
there are some QBs lined up. I know there's a lot of hoopla around that man from Clemson.
It's a great word, isn't it?
Hoopla. Big fan. Trevor Lawrence, all 6'6", 220 pounds of the signal collar.
Flowing locks.
Just gorgeous. We got him. Kid out of BYU, right? Who's, I think, kind of garnering a lot of attention last week or two. Zach Wilson, I believe, is his name.
Bullpen action for the Orioles. And, of course, the 49ers sit right in the middle of all those quarterbacks. That's a base hit for Troy Mancini to open up the bottom of the 6th. And that is the 4th hit for the Orioles in the ball game off Cole Irvin, who's been good. Got out of trouble in the 1st, got out of trouble in the 4th.
And that's kind of really been it here. There's a 4-seam fastball. You see the man-chize, Trey Mancini, up on top. Sends a little knuckler out there to the laser. Ball was squared up.
So the leadoff single, here's Maikel Franco. Franco takes a strike.
Franco had the walk early on in the 1st inning. And single back in the 4th.
Inside. Franco signed the 1-year free agent deal with the Orioles. He signed it late. Middle of March.
Middle of March, I was going to say. Early.
So he was one of those guys that was kind of out there looking for a job. Pretty good offensive player. And the Orioles needed a 3rd baseman, so they got Franco. First 5 years in Philadelphia. Last year, the shortened season, he played in all 60 games for the Kansas City Royals. He had 3 20-homer seasons in Philadelphia. Maikel Franco.
Well, we kind of touched on it earlier. Played all 18 games thus far for the O's.
Two and two to Franco. A walk and a single so far for him. He likes to swing it.
Well, he does, and I was just going to say 2-2. Pitch down and out of the zone. Able to keep him in swing mode here. Try to run that fastball in there.
And a little flare to right. That's going to work. Pretty good pitch by Irvin. Up and in, and Franco fought it off. So 2 on and nobody out.
Well, a tremendous pitch by the lefty Cole Irvin. Just an even better job of hitting by Maikel Franco. Good hard fastball, top of the zone, and watch those hands work right there. I bet if we had a backward shot right here, this is what I was talking about. Those hands are no more than maybe 3 or 4 inches away from the body line of Maikel Franco. Just trying to keep that barrel in the zone and get that barrel into the zone long enough. Maybe you catch some baseball on it.
So here is DJ Stewart. You see action now getting started in the A's bullpen with Cole Irvin at 81 pitches. Irvin's last start, when he went the 6 shutout innings against the Tigers and got his first win, he threw 93 pitches. So he's plenty stretched out at this point. Lefty on lefty. Stewart takes a slider for a strike. DJ Stewart. Talking about #1 draft picks. Stewart was the Orioles' first-round draft pick in 2015. And he lofts one into center, and that's a base hit. So the bases will be loaded. Mancini's ball was hit hard. Franco's was not, and Stewart was a little bit of a jam shot. But now the Orioles are in business.
And that's just how things go sometimes. You make your pitches. You don't get the outs. It's just a little slider. It stays close enough. DJ Stewart just able to kind of serve it out there.
So meeting at the mound, and with that, let's get a message by Pacifico. Irvin is going to stay in there, but he's got to get some outs here.
You got to make a pitch.
He's facing Ryan Mountcastle. Mountcastle, a fly ball to left deep and a single.
Not a guy you can just ease it into either here, Kipe. You kind of highlighted the struggle early on, 0 for 21 before that knock last AB. And right now for Mountcastle, productive outs are on the brain.
Swing and a miss. He was trying to give the Orioles the lead.
Well, we've seen Irvin drop that changeup first pitch, back it up with another one. He misses here early against Mountcastle. Back with the heater. Has sped him back up.
Foul ball, 1-2. Now Irvin can go for the strikeout.
Well, that 1-2 fastball down and away, Kipe. They're trying to get him to roll over, looking for a little ground ball action. You can see it there. Two seaming its way to the black outside.
Fastball is high. You saw Mountcastle on the pitch before that, the one he fouled. I mean, he's trying to hit a grand slam.
Bad intentions.
Yeah.
Base is jacked right now. That's why I said start with a productive out. You'll take anything after. That's a byproduct of a quality approach here.
And he got him. Kept it away. Mountcastle strikes out.
That is just a great job of not giving in. See 91, 92 on the heater at times. 85-mile-an-hour changeup. Not that big 10, 12 plus mile per hour separation that you think most guys are after, but just enough to get him off the heater, get a big swing and miss when you need to. Now you're one pitch away from getting out of this mess if you're Cole Irvin.
Here's Pedro Severino. Severino goes after the first pitch and fouls it back.
Well, just following along here, Kipe, with Murph. They've started Severino off soft. Changeups, got the swing and misses. Start him here, fastball. Pretty good pass.
Takes that one, but a good tease pitch by Irvin. And another good take by Severino, and the count is 2-1.
Well, and there's that slider. They're looking for secondary pitches, ground balls. Figure early in the count, see if you can get that 2 outs for the price of 1 pitch. You see them starting to switch up the signs. Got Franco out on second base, been there for a minute. Don't want to give him any insight to what the sequences might be.
Right there, strike 2 call. That was a pitch to hit for Severino, and he could not pull the trigger.
Couldn't pull the trigger, couldn't bear down. But you know what? This is something that Cole Irvin has done a great job of doing, battling back, down and behind in the count. Just to give you some insight on the success rate for Cole, working back in counts, 2-0, 2-1, 3-ball counts converted into outs. He does that at a 67% rate. Big league average around 50.
And there's a line drive, base hit left field. 1 run's going to score as Mancini hustles in. And that makes it 3-1 as the Orioles are on the board thanks to Severino's line drive base hit. And that's going to do it. Now Melvin up out of the dugout. 4 hits in this inning for Baltimore and only 1 out.
Well, this is just a fastball that doesn't find its mark. Leaks back over the heart of the plate. You can see Severino do exactly what he's supposed to do. Just get the barrel to the baseball. See a little bit of a deke out there by Brownie.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Petite coming in.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Oakland Athletics. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
Well, things have gotten a little bit interesting here with it now being a 3-1 game. The Orioles have the bases loaded, 1 out and a run in. So 5 1/3 for Irvin. Throws 93 pitches, a walk and a strikeout. And here's Yusmeiro Petit, and he just got dropped into the middle of a tough situation.
Well, something we've come to know and love about Yusmeiro Petit is his ability to become instantly fire retardant. He can put out a flame when you need to. Something he's done a good job of over the last 7 ball games.
Freddie Galvis on the first pitch pops it up. That is huge. Because Freddie Galvis is a tough out.
Well, that's what you call living right. Yusmeiro Petit comes in. 1 pitch, 1 out.
So here's Ramon Urias. It's Urias' 3rd at bat. He is grounded out and he has popped out. He's the 9th place hitter for the Orioles. First pitch, swing and a miss. Franco at 3rd, Stewart at 2nd, Severino at 1st. Double action. The Orioles bullpen. Tanner Scott is the left-hander. Sulser the right-hander who's been up. Bounce to short. And that'll do it. How about Yusmeiro Petit? That's what he's all about. He's put out the fire. Just one run for the Orioles.
Suites for individual games on sale now. Suites provide a safe way for groups larger than 4 to enjoy an A's game. 6-person suites start at just $99 per person for select dates through September. All suites include 6 tickets, a private restroom, and Coliseum snacks. So for more information, visit athletics.com/suites.
Well, that's a pretty good deal. I mean, you can watch the game from, really, it's like watching it from your living room.
It is.
Right? I mean,
got everything.
You could have a little family party in there.
Got it all. Ball game unfolding at your feet.
Cole Sulser comes in. He's the 4th pitcher for the Orioles. Sulser, 31-year-old right-hander. I have the Baltimore Orioles with 10 relievers. Is that right?
That's right. You just figure this is how teams understand they're going to be constructed, how they're going to match up. I think we've seen that across the game, that evolution occur where you like to prepare yourself to be able to match up late in the ball game. And sure, you've got the 3-batter minimum, but just having the arms to deploy down there.
This is what Laureano did in the 5th inning.
Well, you can see where Severino started that glove, set the location down and away. And that curveball just kind of hung up and sat there until Laureano picked on it.
Grounds this one toward Galvis, who charges, throws, and that's out number 1. So with that home run in the 5th inning, the Athletics and the Angels are now tied for most home runs in the American League. Red Sox are close. Indians and Tigers on the board. The A's now 23 home runs in their last 12 games. So 12th game being tonight, 11-game winning streak. The home run has been a big part of the 11-game winning streak. Lowry is retired quickly. So that is 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning.
There's always a lot of conversation surrounding the true 3 outcome offenses. Take a walk, great. Maybe you punch out, that's unfortunate. You hit the home run, it's worth more than 1, and they're okay with that. And as you see offenses start to come into their own, get over struggles, I think one of those early indicators of guys getting their timing back, getting comfortable in pitch selection, is identifying balls that they can drive out of the ballpark. And when that starts to happen, you really do start to see the tide shift for offenses.
All right, back to Sulser, who has a very, very good 7th inning. 7th inning stretch from Baltimore. 3-1 the A's lead.
NBC Sports California is brought to you by Toyota. Wouldn't it be nice to drive the most trusted brand in California? Take a test drive at your local dealer today.
So 3-1, the A's lead the Orioles. A's are going after their 12th consecutive win. They are becoming quite the story in the early part of this season. 11 consecutive wins, looking for 12 in Baltimore. So bottom of the 7th inning. Yusmeiro Petit, who got the 2 huge outs in the 6th inning, he'll stay out there and try to get Bob Melvin one more inning.
Well, and what I think is important to note about this run, this wave that the Oakland A's have been riding is the fashion in which they are winning ball games, and it's really a mixed bag. Being able to, outslug the opposition, outpitch the opposition, those two things kind of happen at the same time, but winning tightly contested ball games as well, low-scoring affairs. When you're able to kind of do all of those things, it really is that big signal that, hey, things are starting to turn around, but we're also giving some insight to what this club is confident in what they can do well.
I was on A's Cast with Chris Townsend earlier this week, and we were talking about the winning streak, and I said, listen, when a really talented team, and the A's are a really talented team, when a talented team is clicking on all cylinders and everything's going right, they're going to win 8, 9, 10 games in a row. Mm-hmm. If a so-so team, below average team, is clicking on all cylinders, they're going to win 4 or 5 in a row. Right? I mean, it's just the difference of a really, really talented team. Just everything's working. And
it kind of feels when a team that does have that talent struggles, you can almost look up and down that lineup and think it feels like they're all kind of struggling right now, and that's a great point.
Leadoff man Cedric Mullins, got to get him out. He's got a single and a double. Austin Hayes to follow, and then Mancini. Dallas, you see Yusmeiro Petit, and I think he started doing this last year maybe, where when he comes into that setup, kind of holds his glove way back by his right hip. Why is he doing that?
Well, you figure guys can try to pick up your grip.
Swing and a miss by Mullins on an 87-mile-an-hour fastball.
And they're just trying to pick up any little tell.
So he's just trying to hide the ball a little bit.
That's it. Just trying to hide the ball. Doesn't want to give you anything to pick up on that might let you know what, glove position is here or the hand is here. Guys look for space in between your body line. So if you've got that glove and that hand tucked around back, close to the body, there's probably not much going on for that other team to pick up on. And you just think about the ability to get on an iPad and kind of replay over and over and over how a guy comes set, what pitches, and what it looks like. So the ever-evolving cat and mouse between hitter and pitcher.
Well, most guys will, when they come to that. Well, guys come to the set position in many different spots. A lot of times it's near the belt buckle where he is over by the right hip.
Mm-hmm. And I can tell you, when we had Hideki Matsui come over from Anaheim, one of the first things he did was take me aside. And when I say one of the first things we did, this is probably day 3 of full team workouts. And he and his interpreter, Roger, brought me aside.
Loved Roger.
And Roger said, hey, Hideki would like to explain something to you. And I was like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
I'm all ears. And what a nasty pitch by Yusmeiro Petit. Locking up Mr. Hayes here. How about that? Looking up top for the heater. No. Check the peephole again. That's Uncle Charlie. Locking Hayes up, turning him into a window shopper. But
so 2 outs, finish the story.
First thing he said was, we knew what was coming. And that was very uncomfortable.
I was going to say, that's not what you wanted to hear.
But he talked about where I was coming set, the glove position, straight up on a changeup as a more opposed to laid back and down on a fastball. And because my glove where it was, it was easy to pick up.
Tough play for Elvis Andrus. His throw is not in time. Mancini beat it out. Second hit for Trey Mancini.
Well, every indication why the city of Baltimore and the entire organization is in love with Trey Mancini. Fans across baseball, period. You beat this into the ground, easy to be frustrated, but not Mancini. Hard 90 down the line. Hustle doesn't slump, folks. And that's a great example of playing the game the right way.
And it's going to give Franco an at-bat as the tying run. Petit gets the call. 0-1. Little hanger, but Franco missed it.
Yeah, for whatever reason, it feels like these Baltimore Oriole hitters are just not picking up the spin or the location early out of the hand from Petit.
Franco lays off. Red Sox leading the Mariners 5-2, top of the 6th inning at Fenway. And the Angels and Astros still no score after 4 in Houston. White Sox leading the Rangers 5-0, top of the 4th in Chicago, first of a 3-game series. White Sox not quite kicked it into gear yet. They're 9-9.
There's a lot of folks who felt like the White Sox were going to kind of take control of that division.
AL Central, Kansas City 10-7. And the White Sox 9-9, Indians 8-9. Detroit 7-12, and the Twins 6-11. So one of the teams favored, the Twins, not off to a great start. And again, we're talking about not even out of April yet.
It feels like there's been a lot of those hyperbolic conversations.
Little pop-up foul. Well, the Yankees starting to play a little bit better. They're 7-11. Mentioned the Twins and the Astros. We know the Astros are a good team. They're 8-10. So a few of the top teams in the American League, at least top teams on paper, have not really plugged it all in just yet.
Well, there's storylines that kind of surround or explain some of the lack of success. Astros, you think about a few guys with the COVID stuff.
Yep. Line drive. Brown is there, and he reaches up to make the catch. So a hit, nothing else. We're through 7 from Baltimore. 3-1 A's lead.
A's continue the homestand with a 4-day series against the Blue Jays Monday, May 3rd through Thursday, May 6th. Seating is available in pods of 2 or 4, so get your tickets at athletics.com/tickets. That's athletics.com/tickets.
Top of the 8th inning, the A's 3, the Orioles 1. Some A's fans enjoying the ball game. Camden Yards.
2-pod.
That's a 2-pod. Dad and son enjoying it. Chapman, Moreland, Murphy against Cole Sulser, who had a 7-pitch 7th inning, 3 ground ball outs. And it's 1-2. Matt Chapman tonight. A couple of fly balls to center field. Pop out to second base. So So more action in the bullpen. That is number 43, Sean Armstrong. And in the A's bullpen, Wendelken. Bullpens are stacked out in left field with the Orioles bullpen in the lower half right up against the outfield fence, and then the A's bullpen is above that.
The A's bullpen got a souvenir earlier in the ball game.
Yep, you will get some balls out there. There's the stacked bullpen. So if there's a brawl, do the A's pitchers have to allow the Orioles pitchers to go first?
That's always a
Or
conversation.
is it just a fight to the gate?
Just right over the top rail there?
Could go over the top, yeah. Or, you know what, honestly, if there's a brawl, what I think should happen is just let all the relievers stay out there and just brawl there.
Have at it.
Right?
That's it.
Wouldn't that be a lot easier? It'd be, the cardio, you wouldn't have to worry about running in.
I feel like it's more efficient.
It's more efficient, exactly.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I guess your other option is to single file, work your way all the way down to the diamond, separate.
Seems like a waste of time.
Well, I know there's quite a few people who feel like the old baseball fracas in general is a waste of time.
Yeah, I think you may be right.
And I've long called for the NHL rules when it comes to issues or discrepancies. Give the hitter and the pitcher about a 15-second window.
That's it. Just leave them alone.
If you'd like to settle it, go ahead. If not, get back on the mound, get to first base, and let's keep this train moving.
That's right. Nothing wrong with that. Because what happens is there's always the guy who's really not playing who becomes the tough guy instigator and makes the whole situation much worse.
Sure. Trying to be the
like,
best.
Wait a minute, that guy's right in the middle, but he's not playing tonight.
Well, you get
he's pitching on Thursday.
Or maybe if you're like me, they're going, not at all. Why is what happened to that guy?
What am I doing out here?
I remember my rookie year, bench is clear. Vicente Padilla.
Oh yeah.
Nick
He
Swisher.
and Swisher didn't like each other.
No. And here I come running out of the bullpen. What am I?
Right now, Sulcer's doing his thing.
We're starting to settle in. And not ideal if you're the A's trying to tack on some insurance here, but this is just a challenge cheese biscuit. 94, come get you some.
So Sulcer's retired all 5 with the 2 strikeouts, and here's Murphy. First pitch, 94, and a strike.
He's attacking with that fastball too, and you see guys down to the back end of the bullpen, good breaking balls.
He is attacking.
Good secondary stuff, but you do like to see guys like Susser come out and use the old number 1, set yourself up, and really until the opposition tells you otherwise, feel free to get comfy with it.
Sean Murphy, a walk, a pop out, and a base hit. So 1 for 2. And that is a nasty pitch. Sulcer, what a job. 6 up, 6 down with 3 strikeouts. He strikes out the side in the 8th. Bottom of the 8th coming up. All right, let's check out our Toyota game summary, and here it is. 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Athletics, 1 run, 9 hits, no errors for the Baltimore Orioles. It is the bottom of the 8th. Cole Irvin was good. And Petit came in and bailed him out. Ramon Laureano with a home run. Matt Olson extended his hitting streak to 8 games. So the A's 6 outs away from their 12th consecutive win. so a little work to do when it's time for change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your trusted oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Wendelken's going to get the 8th.
Well, and in doing so, what you're looking for out of JB Wendelken here, you want to see efficiency early on in the count from JB. You'd love to get ahead with strike one, but the idea with JB, I think, is at times the same thing can happen to him, what we saw early with Jorge Lopez, and that's you're in the zone, maybe not around the zone with as much frequency, and you see guys start to eliminate and lay off of certain pitches. And with his stuff, I just think the sooner he's around the strike zone, the better it becomes for him being able to get those outs, setting guys up. But you just got to let him know that you're going to be competitive around that strike zone at all times.
1-1 pitch is foul back, and now it's 1-2 to Stewart. Strikeout, fielder's choice, and a single for DJ Stewart. So Yusmeiro Petit goes an inning and 2/3, 1 hit, no runs, and a couple of strikeouts. Way in the dirt.
Trying to work that breaking ball down. It's not that back foot slider. It's that big curveball, good eye level changer, but this thing starts out at about kneecap high. Had no chance to get there. JB got to be careful here against the lefty.
And he paints the outside corner, strike 3 called. 9th strikeout by A's pitchers tonight.
Well, this right here is about Sean Murphy. Dressing it up. You can see his body just slightly angled back towards home plate. He's going to snatch that heater from the bottom of the zone.
So 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Here's Ryan Mountcastle. Mountcastle got a hanger and he popped it up. Lowry back, and Lowry's got it. So 2 outs for Severino.
Well, he'll take that. Maybe not quite the execution JB would like with the breaking ball early on. Bounce one, leaving one mixing up at the top. Some days you're the windshield, some days you're the bug.
There's a smash in the left field, the base hit for Severino. So he's 2 for 4, and that's 10 hits now for the Orioles.
Yeah, unfortunately for the O's, they just haven't been able to string these knocks together. 10 on the night. Unable to capitalize early in the ballgame when they had some traffic. Bring out Scott Emerson.
So Diekman's getting ready. There are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. So the hitter is Freddie Galvis. He's 0 for 3 in the ball game. Galvis is a switch hitter. First year with the Baltimore Orioles.
Well, they'd love to get Freddie Galvis to roll over something here.
Armstrong and Valdez, a couple of right-handers in the Orioles bullpen. And there's a liner, and Chapman reaches out, makes the catch, and that will do it for the Orioles in the 8th inning. 3-1 as we head to the 9th.
At the Coliseum. Bring a friend, bring the whole family. Single game tickets to see the A's in person are now available, and games in May have tickets starting at just $19. May is the perfect time to come out to the ballpark for a game, so visit tickets at athletics.com/tickets.
Busy month of May, 18 home games. So here is Sean Armstrong for his 8th appearance. ERA a little out of whack at 18.
Yeah, been a little bumpy. He's allowed runs in 5 of his 7 appearances. All 4 of the inherited runners have scored to start the season.
So here's Seth Brown to lead it off. First pitch, a touch outside to Brown. Top of the 9th. He's leading it 3-1. Armstrong is pitcher number 5 for Baltimore. Quite a job by Cole Sulser. 2 innings, no hits, no runs, and 3 strikeouts. He was impressive.
Sure was. I've still got that changeup he threw to Sean Murphy in my head.
Seth Brown 0 for 3 on an RBI groundout.
See the shift. Murray is playing rover.
Right on the corner. Good breaking ball.
Curveball there from Armstrong. Fastball cutter, curveball.
And a high fastball, and Brown chased it. So that's the first out in the 9th inning.
Well, you can see a little natural cut to this baseball, or to the rotation on the baseball, excuse me. This one kind of fighting its way up to the top of the zone. He's got more of that natural cut on the four-seamer. He does intentionally cut the baseball into those lefties.
So Jake Diekman is going to get the 9th. It'll be Urias, a right-handed hitter. Mullins, a left-handed hitter. Hayes, a right-handed hitter.
Well, Lou Trevino with some extended work.
Scotty, a little pop-up right side. Urias grabs it. So 2 outs. Orioles bullpen has done a very nice job.
Well, they have. They've come in and shut things down. That's it. That's all you can ask for. And especially if you're a reliever who finds themselves on the minus side of things, meaning your team's down, you're probably getting a phone call. That's all you want to do, is give the guys in that dugout an opportunity to take advantage of a mistake, create some opportunities of their own. And that can't happen if you don't go out there and do your job and keep that opposing offense at bay. So at times those minus side relievers, it can be a thankless job, but in my mind, one of the most important roles on a baseball team.
(0-1) to Elvis Andrus. Yeah, I think it's one of those things that get overlooked, because if your team, or even the opposition's team, however it happens, if they have a big comeback, you think about the offensive part of the comeback, right? What you don't think about is how to have that comeback. You had to hold the opposition from scoring or adding on to their lead, allowing you to come back. And I think it just gets overlooked because you're thinking about all the runs that you scored for the comeback and how great that was.
Yeah, who got the big hit, maybe a defensive miscue.
Man, a good fastball. Andrew strikes out. So we are headed to the bottom of the ninth. It's Diekman's job to get the A's their 12th consecutive win.
Brought to you by your California Ford dealers. The Rainbow Connection. Swervin' Irvin absolutely carved his way through this Baltimore Oriole lineup with a bevy of fastballs and changeups. Heaters at the top. And what you saw today was Cole Irvin and Sean Murphy dancing, lock and step. Incredible job there by the battery for the Oakland A's.
So bottom of the ninth inning. Diekman finishing up his warm-up tosses. Again, it's going to be for the Orioles, Ramon Urias, the ninth place hitter, and then Cedric Mullins and Austin Hayes. Those are the three scheduled hitters. Diekman has one save this year. So Diekman's got one. Trevino's got a couple. Tonight it's Diekman.
He'll face righty, lefty, righty here. Jake Diekman. Righty's hitting 111 against the Southpaw. Lefties 385 in the early part of the season here. So some reverse split action, but
doesn't seem to make any sense, does it?
Sure doesn't, because he is not a fun AB from the left side.
Here's Urias. First pitch, way high. Urias is 0 for 3. Couple of ground outs and a pop out. And Diekman gets the call. That was not a strike real early in the game, but it has been the last 4 or 5 innings.
Well, and I think when you have to consider the work done by the catchers behind the plate to continue to present pitches in the same fashion, I don't want to say they're lulling anybody to sleep, but they're, as I've said before, kind of blurring those lines.
Urias, very tardy. So 1-2. And he stayed with the fastball. Why not? No chance for Urias. He swung at a couple pitches well out of the strike zone. And he was overmatched.
I couldn't agree more, and I think flailing might be an accurate descriptor of what those last two swings look like. And this is what happens when you just get overmatched. There's too much horsepower from Jake Diekman. Not enough reaction time there for Urias, and those are doors getting blown off.
Well, and you may be thinking, well, pinch hitter or something, but because the Orioles have 10 relievers, and I think right now they only have 4 starters on their roster because they had a couple off days this week, but still you still have an extra reliever, one less position player. So the only right-handed hitter they have on the bench is Ryan McKenna, who's a rookie.
So it's about that decision. Do you want to match up offensively? Do you want to match up with your bullpen arms?
Mullins pops it up, and that is out number 2.
Well, I love this right here. The jawing back and forth that you're seeing there with Jed Lowry and Matt Olson. There was a play earlier in the ball game. Either one of the gentlemen were going to be able to make a play on it, and Jed Lowry called him off and took it. See him just giving Ole a hard time there.
0-1 to Austin Hayes. 0-2 to Austin Hayes. Hayes is 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts.
Well, Diekman's got this slider working overtime right now. Threw a great first pitch slider to Mullins. Locked him up, strike 1.
Pop up. Laureano hustling in. He's going to get there, and he's got it. And that's the ball game. So just a very tightly played ball game tonight. Another very solid performance, Dallas, by the Athletics, and they have won 12 consecutive games.
They've got another outstanding performance from the man in the rotation, Cole Irvin. The offense stepped up and got knocks when they needed to. Big blast from Ramon Laureano early in the ball game. And it really does feel like the A's are hanging 10, maybe 12, really riding the wave.
Sitting on 12 straight. Time of game was 2 hours and 54 minutes. The final score tonight from Baltimore, the Athletics 3 and the Orioles 1. Hope you enjoyed tonight's ball game. We'll see you again tomorrow, same time. Right now, Ace Postgame Live, presented by Toyota, is set to go.